We're working with a 120-inch round tablecloth, which fits a 6-foot round table perfectly. Now, what you want to do first, as you begin to iron this, you want to get a nice clean table and make sure that is ready for the process. So that's what we have here first. Now, the next thing is to make sure you protect your table. And I'm using a throw that is nice and smooth. However, it is layered and cushioned enough to allow me to iron without damaging the table. Now, I have quite a few cloths I have to get done today. So I washed, got them all nice and clean. They are still damp. I did not dry. That's actually tip number 1. They'll press better if they're not completely dry. And instead of doing them one by one, I'm layering them on the table. I've got one cloth here. I'm going to straighten that to the best of your ability. And you've got number 2 here. And I'm just going to show you real quickly how that's done. But it's one cloth at a time that you're laying down, and you're making sure it's smooth on the table. So you will not have any bundling or any kind of cloths that are caught underneath there. So let's get these nice and smooth. I'm going to straighten them out all the way around on the table. I'm going to finish on this side. I think it's 5 that's layered here. I'm going to show you why I'm layering them, because you don't want to have any permanent wrinkles in your cloth either. So we're going to get them all layered as though that one big thick layer is a cloth. And you'll have to go around your table and straighten them out and smooth them. It doesn't have to be perfect unless you're at the venue and you're setting up, because there are some planners that do the ironing on the spot. Actually, one of the ladies that mentored me, it was years ago when she did the business, and she had an assistant that was her assignment to go through and straighten out the cloths. So make sure you straighten them out. Don't do like I just did and have that bundled underneath. Get it all straight. Get it flattened. And you can also smooth as you go with the ironing, but you don't want to start putting heat anywhere until that's smooth. Okay, so we're now up to that top cloth, and you can also feel underneath there. I'm going around the table to make sure I do still feel cushion, and the fact that the table is protected, because the heat will warp your table. We don't want that. Okay, now, next step is going to be to start with the very first cloth. Bear with me. I'm not crazy here. I'll tell y'all a little story about this. And when I received the request for the number of cloths needed for this event, I thought, okay, Lord, it's Friday. I called the cleaning company that normally helps me. They were already closed. They are closed for the Monday holiday coming up. And I'm thinking, do I say no and lose the opportunity to serve that client? Or do I say, help? Well, I said help. Not like that, but I did say help. And I said, Lord, I need your help with this. You see what's happening, and I trust that you're the one that allowed this opportunity. So God, what I'm asking you to do is honor your word. And you said if I would acknowledge you in all of my ways, then you will direct my path. That's exactly what I went with this. I did so, and y'all, you have to get started. I started the washing, and as I was washing and doing the regular process, he began to reveal this to me. Because I didn't even want to fold them all up, dry them, and have the wrinkles in there from drying. And he gave me this. So if he gives you something, you don't have to question it. And that's why I'm sharing it with you all. It's a moment of transparency and a time when I almost screamed. But I knew if he had given that opportunity to get all those cloths ready within a 24-hour period, then, okay, it's from him. And that's why I'm going to share it with you, and we're going to see how it goes. So, first step here, we're down to that first cloth, and you will have to unfold each time for the next level. I'm going to do the first cloth and get started with it. And what you'll do first is, when you get to cloth number 1, you're going to fold the end up. You're going to just do it just like that, fold it up on the table, and it's across your, whatever you put there, a blanket, a towel, or whatever. Make sure it's dry, because you don't want a whole lot of steam going there. And then you're going to get your iron, and you're going to start ironing over it. And because it's wet, again, it's going to iron a whole lot better than directly out of the dryer, and you're trying to get that done. So I'm going over that here. I don't know if you can see the wrinkles that are coming out of there, because it wasn't really bad when I got them out of the washer, but as you fold them, you're going to have wrinkles. So that's the other reason why we're doing it in layers, so it will give time for that to release and cool off before you fold it over the hanger. So that's one side there. Gonna pull that down. We're good to go. Now we're going to the other side here. And you can just prop your iron up down on your table. You're gonna go ahead and flip up the other side. And the idea here is to leave your tabletop last. That way, you're able to go over the wrinkles directly for the table. So I don't know if you can see me with that, but that's what I'm doing here. Going over those wrinkles that are on the sides of the table. And the heat is also drying your cloth. Now you'll have to be the judge of whether or not you need to put it in the dryer first, depending on your fabric, which mine here is polyester. It does just fine with this process. But if you have a heavier fabric, you may need to go ahead and tumble it for just a little bit and make sure it's a little bit drier before trying that. Now I'm going to roll this over. That's the only part that is kind of frustrating. You're rolling and folding each time. Now, if time permits and you know this is the way you want to iron your cloth, you can just do them one at a time. But with me, y'all, I didn't have that kind of time. So I just want to give you the tips, and you take it and make it however you need to. I'm going to roll those all the way over. And do this other side. And remember, you're just folding up to the edge of the table, because the sides are actually going to be down in front of the chairs. But as a planner or decorator, whatever your role is, your name is on that. And you don't want to have any issues anywhere with it. So that's why you're going through there to make sure it's just the way it needs to be. And the other thing with your iron, make sure you have an iron that will get the wrinkles out. If you have one that's for hand wash, permanent press, light clothes, that may not work for your tablecloths. Because when you have a tablecloth that is commercial quality, commercial grade, no, you can't iron your silk blouse with that same iron. So go over that. And guys, this is really, really smoothing out. I'm excited to share this with you. Maybe I'm the only one, though, that's had that happen in the middle of the night or in the middle of the evening, and you have no cleaning company to call on and no staff that you can get at the last minute. So, now what I'm going to do is just kind of go ahead and finish up that top. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm now pressing the top of the table. I'm going across, and just really you can go up and down the lines unless you have wrinkles throughout. You're just going over those, I say lines, but creases. You're just going over those and smoothing out your tabletop. Dry cleaning is great, but as many of you know, that's not always an option for whatever reason. It may be a budget situation, or it could just be timing. Because if you have cloths going out in one place, then you need time to go to another venue. You don't have enough ready, and you've got to go in and have a backup plan. So this is a backup plan that you can do in the middle of the night if you need to, right in your own home. And say you don't have a round cloth, a round table to practice on. I'm thankful. I thank God that I had a round table. I could set it up and do it exactly the way it's to be. But it's okay if you don't. If you have stools or even ironing board that you can put up and just spreading that out, that's what you're looking for. An opportunity to be able to spread everything out and get it done that way. So I hope this is working for you guys. Like I said, I'm not going to do all of the cloths, but I want you to see there is hope. There is another way. Just a few after hours, around the hours, holiday, whatever you want to call it, emergency tips. That's what this is. So I hope this is helpful for you. And I'm going to let you see exactly how that turned out. I'm going to move the other cloth so you can see the tabletop. But it worked great. And it doesn't take as long as you may think either. I am so excited about it. I think this is a tip I'm going to keep and use myself. But you all have a great rest of your week. And there will be more tips to come. I want to let you see how that turned out. I think it turned out great. I'm going to move these here and let you see. Get that ready. Well, let me get the spot where the cloths were laying. Y'all, it really looks like it went to the cleaners real quick. And remember, let it cool before you fold it to put on the hangers, because that hanger will also cause it to have creases, and your client may or may not be good with that. So here we go. I'm going to just lift it up here and let you see what that looked like. Don't know if you can see all of it, but we are no longer wrinkled. So I hope that was helpful. If you like that, comment below and stay tuned for more DIY tips on event planning, decorating, and just emergencies. I gotta get this done videos. Take care. Love you all.